Welcome back. You are still watching Morning Live. We take a final look now at our sport news for the week. The South African U15 Boys national team has just returned from Rabat in Morocco, where they played in a Three Nations tournament involving Cote d'Ivoire as well as tournament hosts Morocco. To talk about this, we've roped in Vela Khumalo, who is the U15 national team coach, as well as former Bafana Captain Aaron Mokoena, who is out at the South African Football Association in various roles there. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You look ready for Christmas.
Oh, of course, is good.
Coach, let me start with you. So you're out at the Three Nations tournament in Morocco. You play against Ivory Coast, where you go down 4-2. But in your second encounter, you have a convincing 3-1 victory against Morocco. Talk to me about how that experience was for the team. And particularly with the Ivory Coast encounter, we look at the fact that it wasn't under 15s that your team had to play, but rather under 17.
Yeah, well, I think let me start first by going back a little bit.
Yes, you can go back.
Here we are, living in South Africa with these under 15 players. And sitting right next to me is this Adam boy. He's our striker. For the first time in his life being in the aircraft.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you play the last game against Morocco, he scores 3 goals.
Which was absolutely phenomenal.
He's 14 years old. He has never been in the plane. He's out in the country for 10 days. And then you then say, are we achieving something? Yes. Now here at the 14-year-olds, we are starting now, we're starting better. And you come to think of these boys now being introduced to international football, being out of the country, and they are 14-year-old, they are missing their parents and all of that. This is experience of a lifetime. No one can give it to them. And I'm so excited that it was not more about the results for me. It was more about introducing them to international football. And winning was just a bonus for me. And the country is doing it right now. If we are able to take them from the 15-year-olds and introduce them, by the time we want to qualify for under 17 COSAFA and AFCON, we will not have any excuses of players not given time. I remember just a little bit when I was the head coach under 17. We had 10 days or 5 days before you can go and play COSAFA and qualify and stuff like that. But now we don't have any other excuse to say we did not have time.
Yeah.
FIFA and SAFA, I think we must say it when they're doing it right. This is a good project where we're starting from this level, and this project is for 2 years. When they get to under 17, they will be expected to win or qualify for a World Cup. But we shall have said, we started very well, and this is good for these young boys.
Yeah. I love what you're saying, Coach. Aaron, let me bring you into the discussion, because as a former player yourself, the most capped South African player for the national team, you see things like this happening, and we look at what's happened now in Morocco. I mean, you scout for under 15, under 17, under 20, under 23. Talk to me about what you make of what Morocco has been able to do with their development. I mean, we've seen the King Mohammed, the 5th Academy, and what they've been able to do with that, and now having our boys go and compete there and being able to bring back a victory. What does that mean for you as a former footballer and someone who's been speaking on the development of football for the longest time?
Look, I think Coach Veli alluded it, very, very clear. Morocco are doing it perfectly, I would say. But we have started a program as well through FIFA. So talent development scheme, that's under 15. So as Coach Veli have said, so it's a program that FIFA said 2026, we want to see all the countries having the academies, boys and girls under 15. So we have started that at Van Valley. So we'll be housing these boys under 15. We'll be obviously schooling them as well. which I always said, it happened to me as well at Ajax, where I used to live with a foster family at the age of 16. So that family was employed by Ajax. In the morning, the car will pick me up to school. After school, the same car will pick me up to the development center. When I get there, we are training. After training, take my shower and do my assignment with the tutors. When we're done, have dinner and then go back home. So it was a routine. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, off Thursday, Friday in terms of training. Saturday, play competitive games. And that have worked. You have just mentioned it by saying 107 cap. But records have to be broken
to show progress.
Yeah, then actually, we have neglected development. Hence, I believe that we have a visionary at SAFA there, which is Walter Steenbok.
Walter Steenbok, TD.
The TD. He has absolutely a tremendous vision for our South African football as a whole. And now that we have that TDS, which is your talent development scheme, that I think for me, in 2 years will be ready. In terms of these boys and girls to take over the under-17 and obviously graduate to get to the senior national teams. So I think right now that's what we're busy with, and in the near future it will work. Myself and Coach Vela were talking about qualified coaches. We need right people in positions.
Yes.
As coaches or in coaching, we need qualified coaches. That's exactly what Walter Steenbok has been emphasizing. Without qualified coaches, there is no way. Yes, I mean, we were so lucky to have your Jomo Sono.
Yes.
But football evolves. Right now we need qualified people in positions. In our technical, department, we need qualified scouting, qualified scouters, qualified coaches to be able to, to bring back that South African,
days.
we can't sit here and
we are feared.
we can't be sitting here and talk about squad of 1996. Till when?
Indeed.
So having the likes of Coach Vela, with the experience that he has in development structure, having the likes of Walter Steenbok, I believe that we have a bright future.
Oh, I cannot wait to see where this is going to go. Just a quick one, Coach, before we wrap up. We have run out of time.
Yeah.
What's next for your under-15 squad? What are you looking forward to next?
Look, the program is set out very clearly by our TD Walter, and thank you very much to him also. He's really doing well for us. We are in March, because this age group, these are kids that are at school. So we can only have camps during the holidays. So in March, we know that we are going to Colombia for another tournament with the very same team. And we know that later on we are going to go to Japan again. And it's a fixed program where we say by the time they go for qualifiers, they should be ready. So we are very, very much happy, and we want to say, I think it will not be good for me to say thank you very much to the parents of these kids. Thank you very much to the teachers at school level for these kids. Thank you to SAFA structure. It was very interesting to see President being there to see our first game of under-15. Thank you very much to all the structures, everybody that helped us, and we are looking forward to see this being a success.
We
Sis, I
hear
have
you
to
loud and clear.
I have to slot this in, if you may allow me.
30 seconds quickly.
Quickly, yes. So at the moment, in scouting, we actually scout in provinces, and those players will be a mixture with the TDS players that obviously went to Morocco. That would be a nice setup of players that will represent the country in the future.
And we'll bring you out once again to have that discussion when it comes around. But thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us this morning. It is the most capped South African footballer, of course, for Bafana Aaron Mokoena, alongside Coach Vela Khumalo. Coach is the under-15 side.